Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Welcome to Talk of Tuesdays with two of the nicest, most talented twins on the internet.
Oh my.
Gary
Howdy,
from
howdy.
Twin Tarot with Gary and David from Tarot by the Bay. Hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hola,
Hello.
hola.
Hey, hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
Doing okay. No complaints. I'm going to Disneyland. Get on a plane tomorrow. We're going to be in the park Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it's going to be 90 freaking degrees outside.
Oh,
What's that, about 30 degrees centigrade?
Yeah, it gets in the
uh,
ballpark.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
going to be
something like that. Well, I hope you enjoy the sunshine as we're still dealing with snow. We had additional
Oh,
snow
wow.
on Sunday. Yes. Yeah. So that one of the benefits of living in Calgary is you just never know what kind of weather you're going to face. And it can change. You
Yeah.
can go through four seasons in a 12-hour span. So makes life interesting. By the way, fabulous live that you guys did the other
Oh,
day.
yay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I was telling Gary, I caught the tail end of it. I caught the Dreamweaver and forward part.
I
But
didn't
he
So
didn't
forget.
sing it.
so everyone, yeah. Well, did you nothing? Host needs to wear headphones for the feedback. I am wearing headphones, Deanna. So hopefully, yeah, there. Okay. So so. Um, I was Gary and I were also discussing before we went live that really there's nothing going on in the news. It's, everybody's happy, people are rich, gas is at 95 cents a gallon, eggs are 28 cents for a dozen. Could anything go better?
Good times.
Yes,
Utopia.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think um, since the last time we got together, what has happened? Well, apparently, Donald Trump has decided that Iran's is, Iran's existence is just a little too much for him to handle. So they need to be wiped off the face of the earth. So I know both of you have read on it.
Mhm.
Um, the latest that I heard was Trump, and I don't know if it was in the White House but anyway, he did some kind of um, a speech or whatnot, and he was saying that basically the the war is pretty much complete. It's over, pretty much. They have absolutely destroyed Iran's infrastructure. I mean, it's kind of been leveled. Um, they sunk 50, no, sorry, 51 of Iran's ships. And he had no idea that they even had that many. So, yeah, their navy is at the bottom of the sea. Um, and so, people are saying, yeah, it's pretty much complete. It's pretty much over. And then play the tape of Pete Hegseth, who was on 60 Minutes saying, Tuesday is going to be an intense day. Like we're going to go in. This war is just going to happen. Do they have they met each other? Do you know, Donald Trump? Do, do they
It,
talk?
it, his dementia is probably firing on all cylinders. And yeah, I'm sure Hegseth had Donald Trump's opinion from 30 minutes ago, locked and loaded and ready to go.
Old news. Sorry, sorry, Pete. Yeah, it's just and the thing with Trump is, he lies about everything. So he's, just like, the strikes that they did last year with Israel completely annihilated and destroyed their ability to enrich uranium and blah blah blah. And so here we are, 5 6 months later, having a non-war war because apparently they've miraculously been able to enrich uranium again and work on missile delivery. So, yeah, 6 months ago,
Absolutely.
it was total annihilation. Yeah, completely exonerated, not guilty of anything. And yeah. So, yeah, take whatever he says and go the other way. You're going to be right far more often than you're wrong.
And yeah, not only that, but yes, he mentioned that yeah, everything's been the infrastructure, it's all been destroyed. It's all been destroyed. Well, except for a couple big um, big places that they haven't touched yet, just in case they have to go back in.
Yes,
Right.
indeed.
So um, let's take a look. I'd like to know, are most Americans realizing that this is really a um, a no-win situation for the U.S.? Are they realizing that, yeah, this isn't going to work?
I still don't even know why we're there. And then,
Well,
as Mark Breezeblaw just posted up, I saw a clip today of a young man, might have been a reporter, because somebody referred to him as a reporter, was asking Trump, "You said that a tomahawk missile hit that girl's school, and that Iran somehow got their hands on tomahawk missiles. How did that happen?" And Trump's like, "Well, I don't know anything about tomahawk missiles. I don't know anything." Just totally backed away from some line where he was trying to blame Iran for launching a tomahawk. And then when called out, how in God's name did they get tomahawk missiles? He's like, "Well, I don't know anything about this at all." He's going crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy, but it's happening more and more out there for everybody to see.
Well, he just figures he can say whatever he wants and everyone's just going to believe him, right?
Well, they all have to amend their thing to whatever he said, which is why Hegseth is not saying that we've got this war won yesterday and we've got a huge day ahead of us type thing, because Trump just makes up stuff on the spot.
Yep. So, yeah, I was just watching Bell of the Ranch, and they're kind of changing the victory conditions to be basically now it's to basically attack their navy, stunt their ability to enrich uranium, and there was like 3 different things, and it's basically everything they
Everything
said
they've already done.
Yeah, so he could declare total victory and retreat at any time.
Yeah, and that was the point I was going to make. It's like, we still don't know why we're there. They came up with like 6 different things to throw against the wall to see what stuck, and they never ever decided on one of them. And now, remember that they were going to completely obliterate Iran's ability to launch any type of nuclear weapon, get rid of all their missiles, destroy all the non-state actors, and there were 3 other things that they were going to do that were going to put us in forever wars, and now that's changed to, we're going to drop bombs on them.
Yeah, I think they just came to the determination that they don't need a reason, and they'll just sort of make up their own victory conditions based on what they did.
We are such an evil country right now.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
we're the bad guys.
The current, the current administration, yes, absolutely. I think, my feeling when, and even before this started, because I knew something was going to happen on the 28th, and I had felt it for about 2 weeks beforehand that something was coming up. In fact, I had scheduled my Shine Your Light event for February 28th, and I think it was 4 days, yeah, 3, 4 days before it was scheduled, I canceled.
Mm.
And I said, I'm sorry, guys, the energy is just not good. No, I'm not doing it. So knowing that something like that was going to happen, I thought, you know what? There, it's it's not so much a case of Donald Trump going in as much as I think it's a case of Iran said, we're going to do this. We're going to tell people you're in on it, and you better do like we say, or you know, there might be some incriminating information that comes out. Because right about the same time, and I think it was within 2 days um, of them attacking Iran, that the Epstein estate released some more files and some more pictures and videos. And lo and behold, the very next day, didn't the DOJ mysteriously find some missing files?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this was um, very much Israel is calling the shots, and Donald Trump has um, really doesn't have any choice but to go along.
Yeah,
Are you
it's funny.
getting any of that?
Someone in the comments on our channel today or yesterday said instead of calling it Project Epic, is it Project Epic Fury? Instead of calling it
Yeah,
Epic,
yeah.
yeah, it's
Operation.
or Epic Fury. It's really Operation Epstein Fury.
Yeah.
Just another way to get
Exactly.
that out of the news cycle.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, let's take a look and throw some cards, and maybe let me um have you guys thrown cards on, and what was my question? I forget.
It was
Doesn't matter. You would expect us to remember the answer.
yeah, it was do people realize
Oh,
the I forget is it how badly this is going to be
yes,
uh,
yes.
in the long run, I guess how badly Trump has just screwed everything up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, honest question for you, Marina. Um, you would know a little bit better than us since you are Canadian and live in a Canadian province. How long is it going to take before Canada as a country would trust the United States to anything approximating the level of trust that we had up until recently?
Decades.
Are we talking? Here's the days, weeks, months, years, decades. It's decades, isn't it? Yes.
Decades. Decades. I think that the trust is gone, and trust is one of those things that it takes a long time to build and just a moment for it
Shatter.
to be gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, I think that even once the administration changes, and it will change, um, I think that Canada's outlook is going to be, sure, yeah, we're good neighbors. Absolutely. We'll certainly talk to you. We'll do all these things, but we're just going to verify. You don't mind, do you? It's like I think we mentioned in one of the other shows, it's like a cheating spouse. Where why are you late? Where were you? Where did you stop? Who did you see? Who did you talk to? So yeah, I think it's not,
And the thing
it's
is
going to
that
take a long
is that Yeah, in a few years you could have a new president, and the party platform will swap, and the pendulum will start going the other way. But there's no guarantee that 4 years later on we're not back in the same quagmire that we are right now.
The world gave us one shot, and that was with Biden. And
Yep.
then Trump got installed back into the White House and was picked up where he left off and took it another magnitude more.
Yep.
Yep. We're screwed. We are just screwed.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I was thinking about as I was kind of preparing for the show, and sometimes I have, conversations in my head that are, pretty interesting at times. Um, and what was going through my head was, pe people looking now to the Democrats saying, help us, do something. And how difficult is it for the Democrats to say why? We've done this how many times? You screw the pooch, we come in, we fix it. The second term of the president, he's a lame duck president because you decide that all of a sudden you need to double check things and, he has too much power, and then you screw us again. Like, how many times are we going to save you from yourselves?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of feels like, a lot of the world is feeling that same way, you know?
So to the question is, will the Americans finally figure out? And my first thought was, is it MAGA Americas? But
Yes.
will the Americans figure out how badly Trump screwed this up? And I got the Three of Pentacles. People are gonna sort of need to assess the situation, assess the artwork of the artist, and then I just ran one clarifier on it, and I got the Ten of Wands, and they're gonna realize what a burden that has been given to us. Now, the problem you have is there's already a large group of people, depending on whose poll you believe, it can be a little over 50% or right at 50% of people are already saying this was a really bad idea. And about 40% saying, yeah, I'm okay with it. So the fact of the matter is you still have 40% of the people out there saying that this is, yeah, I'm all right. And then if it's the Fox News poll, it's closer to 50-50 that they're okay with it. And it's just like, dear God in heaven, you just can't fix stupid. Willful ignorance. And the fact of the matter is, and I saw this in this comment scroll, is that our news outlets don't give us the true story. So, you're going to get your slant depending if you're watching Fox News or MSNBC, although there's going to be fewer and fewer left-leaning news agencies because the right-wing agencies keep buying all the news agencies. So everything's going to be shifting to the right real soon. And if you just give people a steady diet of right-wing bullshit, they're never going to do any kind of reflection that Three of Pentacles is indicating needs to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe the Three of Pentacles is the news agencies, deciding if they want to let people have the real facts so they can see the artwork done by this artist, or if they're just going to, bury it under 10 pounds of manure and hope that something beautiful grows from it.
Exactly. What'd you get, David?
I had one thing, and then with this guy, I started the Justice card as my foundation of the reading, with the Ten of Swords underneath it. I think systematically they are going to not so much face justice, but face the music for the choices that they've made, one disappointment after another. Everything that he promised has been systematically shown to be false. They advanced Project 2025. They were naive and stupid. for doing it. But I think underneath it all, what you're going to find is they may have a realization that Trump's made their life harder. Their gift to us is that they're just going to be quiet. They're not going to admit they're wrong because humble pie is bitter. And when you've been conned, the hardest thing in the world to do is to admit you've been conned. It's easier just to go along with the con. But at some point, what they will do is they will just quietly take down their Trump flag, quietly put their red baseball caps in a box in the basement somewhere, and go about their lives saying all politicians are corrupt. Now, I thought that seemed to be happening last year, leading into the summer, going into the fall, where you were hearing a bunch of folks on the right say that, and then, well, something unusual happened, and then Donald Trump got put into the White House. So I think now they get to live their choices.
Exactly. It's funny. I got the magician crossed with the fool. I think that, yeah, people realize that they have been duped, and I do agree with you, David, that it's, yeah, they're not about to say, oh well, I believed his lies. I
Yeah.
didn't do my due diligence. You guys have been, you've been telling the truth all along, and I just didn't believe you. It's like, oh, no, 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 no. He's doing the best that he can. Just give him a chance. It's I think that they're realizing, like the King of Pentacles, this is all about money. This is all about grifting. This is all about stealing from U.S. taxpayers and citizens, and it has nothing to do with governance or anything else. It is. I think it's more and more they're realizing that it is affecting their pocketbooks. So I anticipate that over the next little while, they might just come out and dig their heels in a little bit before they're ready to start saying, okay, okay,
And I
time.
think the thing is, we won't hear about it because it's going to be kitchen table discussions amongst their peers. It's also, apparently it is happening. I do watch I think it's the College Cult or Cult College, a woman that does 5 to 10 minute shorts where she
Mhm.
peruses the right side of the internet spectrum. And there is a massive war going on between MAGA, America First people arguing about what Trump has done or not done and the promises he's broke. They won't give us the satisfaction of apologizing to us because that's just a bridge too far, but they are vehemently arguing with each other. And again, I think what'll happen is that they'll be quite vocal there, but like in a left-leaning thing, they just won't, it's not going to be worth their effort to type in a response that would be lukewarm at best, that they don't really believe. It's just like, no, I don't even want to read that stupid liberal story. I'm just going to go back and do something else. They're going to go back into hiding.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, go underground. Go, yeah. And in those weeds that they were in before someone gave them permission to be the worst of humanity. So yeah. So bless you. So I did have somebody mentioned in the comments, and I thought it was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. Fox had to admit that they used old footage of Trump in the honor ceremony of the fallen soldiers since he disrespectfully wore a hat at the recent event. Egg on their face. Yes, exactly. That's their, the and of course it was one of those things that it was just we sincerely apologize. Oh my goodness, we have no idea how that happened. it happened because you're lying to the people who are watching you. And this
Yeah.
isn't the first time you've done it. So, um,
I mean, that was
Marina,
my knee-jerk reaction when I saw that article. They said, "Oh yeah, it only appeared on 2 broadcasts, and then we switched to the correct one or something like that." It's like, yeah, how convenient, because it's what's the saying? If you tell a lie, it goes like halfway around the world before the truth even gets out of bed. And it's the same sort of thing. They got their message out there, and it's going to be halfway around the world before, oh, oops, we screwed up. And
yeah, it's kind of like it's it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission, right?
Mhm.
You just, oh well, yeah, but my bad, I made a mistake, and that's just not going to it's just not going to work. Um, the other thing that I think we might want to take a look at if we can is over the last week or so, um, part of part of this quote unquote war conflict, whatever, is they have been talking about um, is he going to put boots on the ground? And when my question is, how long is it going to be before Trump or his administration, and I think it would be the administration, obviously, that would announce that, um, now that they have gotten rid of Kristi Noem, who was, oh my God, we had no idea what she was doing, going after so many innocent people. So we are willing to offer immediate citizenship to any of the illegal immigrants if they join the military immediately.
Hmm.
And then if it does need to have boots on the ground, guess who's going first,
Yeah, exactly.
right? You don't have to, at that point, you don't have to worry about where you're going to house them or whatnot, because they're not really going to fight. They're just going to go to be fodder. So, is that something that is the administration looking at something like that? Yeah. Mm.
And just in
Yes,
case
sure.
aggravated progressive two did throw out a reference that I think that they threw out there, I'm just going to respond with a coded EM50 urban assault vehicle.
Oh,
Yes.
That's what we need to send to Iran with the new troops. That'll
Yes.
win us the war.
Yes. Yes. So what is, will they announce something like immediate citizenship for those who want to go and fight? Oh my God, they're working on it. Go ahead, Gary. What you got?
well, I got the same card as the foundation, the 3 of Pentacles. Well, that's one way they could be useful to us. To me, what I'm feeling with when I look at these cards is there's a bunch of discussions going on about how to put how to put troops on the ground, whether to do it, and if we do it, how do we do it? Who do we put in there? And they're just basically they're they're just sort of considering actions to take. So for me, these are kind of passive. They're in discussions. They certainly have discussed it, and they've got some actions that they might be able to do. But whether it's specific to that, I don't know. But clearly they're okay with the Kurds going in and opening up a front with the Iranians. So who knows? With Trump, anything's possible. So I don't want to say yes or no because anything is possible with him.
This was Trump that announced that?
With the Kurds?
No, this was Trump announcing about maybe offering a citizenship to.
Oh, no,
No, it's pure
no,
speculation on Marina's
Oh,
part.
oh,
no.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. Speculation on my part. In that
Oh,
I could see him doing that, solving two problems at the same time. Yeah.
I mean, who'd go out there and do the house construction and work in the fields and work in these slaughterhouses, and all these other really miserable jobs that these folks do for us. Dave looks puzzled.
there's just so many different ways to interpret this. Let's just go with what I get here is a lack of integrity. It's a lack of integrity because you're kind of stuck in a situation here. If they want to send U.S. troops in there, as one of the commenters said, you go with the army that you've got. They wouldn't have enough time to, make what Marina is saying should have been something they would have been doing over the past year to,
Right.
And I'm getting the money card underneath. What I'm getting is if they wanted to do this, they would have to follow the Russian model of going out to the outskirts of the Russian Empire where people are really poor, offer them a lot of money to join the military. That actually makes their families quite rich with a sign-on bonus, and then you send their children into the meat grinder.
Yep.
And it's the folks that it could be worth doing it, and the family's going to celebrate this newfound wealth, but all you're doing is sacrificing yourself to the meat grinder. I don't think it's going to happen because I really don't think the U.S. wants to commit troops to the ground there. Trump will never say no to anything because he thinks that keeping everything a mystery means that he can change his mind on a whim because he's not held down to any promise. Not that he would honor a promise he gave anyways. I just
It's I think that with sorry, the Eight of Pentacles, they're they've talked about it. They've talked about how do we do this? How do we come out of this? Being very happy. Nine of Cups. How do we come out of this on the winning end of something when they know full well that it's not going to work? I get the Devil and the Hangman in there as well. I think that um, it in better times. I would have said that's not something that is within the realm of possibility because clear heads with prevail. Given this administration, I wouldn't put anything past them for whatever reason. And and like you say, David, yeah, he can make all kinds of promises. He can give all kinds of things. It doesn't mean it's ever going to he's ever going to live up to it, right?
yeah.
So yeah, say what you will. Um, there was something else that came to me, and then yeah, it kind of left my brain as quickly as it came, and I think it might have been one of the comments. Um, let me just double check. Uh, yes, yeah, Michelle Hussey. Yeah, the Kurds told Trump to take a hike in opening a new front. the cards have been burned by the U.S. too many times.
Amen. It goes
And
right back to Dave's question
exactly.
about the Canadians trusting the Americans. It's the same thing. We've screwed them over twice and left them holding the bag. And that's like, we're not doing it a third time. Because I mean, Trump is the least trustworthy
Yes.
of the people that have offered him something in the past. And Trump's just going to walk away and they're going to be completely screwed.
Yeah, and even the spread I just threw right now, that's kind of you promised us this before. You said we'd be celebrated and you'd give us all this money and support. And it's like, and then you abandon us. They've seen it before. They're not going to fall for it again. They're not so desperate.
Exactly, exactly. And one of the things that I thought was really, really interesting that also came out this week was that the U.S. reaching out to Ukraine because apparently the U.S. is spending millions of dollars to take out these drones, which the Ukraine can manufacture for very little. So apparently they were approaching Zelensky about possibly getting some help from
Mhm.
Ukraine. And I wonder if Zelensky said, "Well, I can't help you. I have no cards to play."
I
So,
think
And Trump's
um,
never said thank you to him.
I was just going
no,
to
that's
say,
right.
hope Trump
That's
and
right.
JD thanked him for all the assistance. Because I believe that he did assist, gave them some assistance. I mean, certainly they've got the most and the best experience on countermeasures for that, because drone warfare seems to be kind of the new future for warfare.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's one of the consequences of that war that they're fighting is they are now, Rose Blue says anti-drone technology. They've got the best drone and anti-drone technology that's out there and expertise with it. One fellow I was watching in his podcast was basically saying that they're trying to trade that for more Patriot missiles
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
because
should. Or
right.
tomahawks. Just hey, man, what do you got to give us?
Exactly.
It's fine.
Exactly. That's
Finally, the playing field is leveled a bit.
totally. Totally. So I think, considering, well, we'll give you our wish list and you can let us know what you can deliver, and then we'll take a look at it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll let you know how we're going to help out. I know that Ukraine is in um, I mean, they have to play the hand that they've been dealt. Uh, they do still need some support from the U.S., even though they're getting support from other countries as well. So it's not like they can do what um, what most of us would want them to do, which would be to give the salute and say, yeah, well, sorry about your luck. Um, but I think that does it feel like Ukraine is going to come out with a much better deal on this than than they would have, let's say, 6 months ago?
Oh yeah. Apparently, all the Middle East countries have gone to Ukraine too, asking for help. And uh, Saudi Arabia stands. Saudi Arabia has been benefiting the most from these actions in the Middle East right now. Absolutely, they've been doing the best from this, and they're asking for help. So that will give influence to Ukraine because all the folks that Trump's kissing up to will get pressure from them to make sure that they get their anti-drone technology from Ukraine. So long as the U.S. plays ball with Ukraine, and the U.S. will play ball because they're going to tell them to, because we don't own our
Exactly.
country anymore.
Yeah, so I got the two of
Yes.
wands. Let's take some. We got some actions that we could take to help you. With your little world problem. maybe you can
Yes.
lessen some of the burden on us. You know, put an end to the burden that we're currently feeling. So, you know, if you combine that with the fact that Russia is providing targeting information to the Iranians, and that, you know, Ukraine is giving them some very useful tactics regarding drones, you know, maybe there's a little bit of a quid pro quo going on that will help lessen the burden on Ukraine.
I'm just getting money. Get the 6 of coins, the Knight of Pentacles. They need the help. They're looking for help. They can finance the help underneath it all. Just because, you know, I think what Iran did was unexpected, and the other Arab countries will sort of, you know, they might tap down if they were going to like dogpile on Iran. That they're not going to do that. Instead, I think what they will do is they will quietly build up defenses around their royal palaces, their airfields, and their desalination plants, and probably some of the oil fields too, to protect vital infrastructure that keeps their countries going. There was a professor, Jiang, Jiang, that was giving a pretty dire assessment of how Iran could win the war. And one of his assessments was start attacking the desalination plants of your neighbors and basically get rid of 60 to 90% of the water, fresh water that they get. That's going to cause all sorts of problems over there. And they did hit Bahrain's desalination plant. I think that was a warning to all the other countries about don't get too enthusiastic over there because you're next.
Yes. And it's funny that you mentioned the professor because I have watched several of his videos, and he has got his information makes so much sense
Yeah.
when he's talking about, yeah, you know, the idea that this is not a war that America can win,
Yeah.
because at this point, and I have this from a very good friend of mine who happens to be from Iran, who said, at this point, the people have nothing to lose. They will fight till the last man standing.
When you back somebody into a corner and you give them no exit and no quarter to get out of that corner, yeah, they have no hope. You go with everything you got. What if Iran had a nuclear weapon, we would have found out about it. Now somebody did throw out a counter. It's like we wouldn't have attacked them if we knew they had a nuclear weapon, but you obviously don't know everything that's going on there. But yeah, that professor he gives the darkest predictions, but they're the darkest predictions of things that have a probability of happening, as opposed to be
Exactly.
highly improbable. It's like this is really probable if things go really dark, and Iran doesn't mind being a pariah.
And you know what? At this point, the idea that, yeah, you they've taken out Khomeini because, well, yeah, um, he was a cancer on Iran. Not too many people would kind of disagree with that. Um, so, taking him out, yeah, okay, but now Trump is saying that he is going to decide
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be the leader of Iran, and it has to be someone that Trump is going to approve.
Yeah.
For the people of Iran who are sitting there who are saying, what is wrong with you? We just spent 47 years under the thumb of a dictator. And now you're going to replace him with another dictator? Like, no, they don't want to play, and it's yeah, it's a matter of you're You're going to start shooting? We're going to start shooting. You know, when they were marching before and they were chanting "Death to America," expect more of that.
Yep.
Expect more. And yeah, Trump has done absolutely nothing, nothing to quell that. So anyway, yeah, that's that. All right, something a little maybe a little humorous. Okay, at least I hope that it's a little humorous. I want to share something. I want to share something with you guys. I'm going to add this to the screen. There we go.
Oh God. Oh no.
Shapiro.
Oh no. I know where you're going with this. Hey Gary, remember the caterpillars we used to find in our backyard?
Yeah.
Okay. Just get ready for the woolies.
Apparently,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, this is Ben Shapiro a couple of years ago. You know, not an unattractive looking man. Not my type, but somebody's type. And then this is Ben Shapiro today
What?
told him that if if you exaggerate your eyebrows, it will make you smarter. Like it is
Those look,
helping him with his mental.
those look like Groucho Marx grease pencil eyebrows, don't
They
they?
do,
That's not a
they
legit.
do. And I
That's not legit, is it?
apparently, apparently, this yes, this is legit. That the source, where did I get it from? I think it was I don't know if it was David Peckham or one of those shows. And and when he showed it, he said, "I checked into this. This is not AI generated. Like this, yeah, this is
It's a little exaggerated. I've got a picture of him up there, but it's not as exaggerated as I was thinking initially. It's pretty close.
it is
I
pretty
mean, the
close.
eyebrows might be like 10% exaggerated.
Yeah, but certainly not what they were. You know, I mean, that's what I'm seeing is, this is normal. This is probably 50% more. So it, yeah, very, yes, Leanna, very Eugene Levy. Is this, is he trying to, does he think this makes him more Jewish?
Oh God, he looks
You
like
know,
Jeff. He looks like Jeff Gordon with a couple of caterpillars crawling across his eyes.
yes, yes. So there's, I have seen several YouTube videos of people um, who are doing tutorials on how to achieve the Ben Shapiro eyebrow, and they are they're hilarious. They're hilarious. I guess in all seriousness, does he not realize how demented he looks?
He's had plastic
Does
surgery.
hmm
His, looking at the Jeff Gordon picture versus the non Jeff Gordon picture I've
Yeah.
got on my phone. His nose is different. He's doing a comb down on his bang. Basically, he's trying to create like a lowered bang effect to minimize his prominent forehead, and his face has been rounded. Again, he looked like Jeff Gordon back in the day.
Yeah.
In the previous pictures, and his face looks very different. It looks like he's had plastic surgery.
What?
His lips are filled. Yeah, that's probably true. His lips are a little bit different as well. He's doing a good Lord, he's doing a Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. It's his eyebrows have gotten so prominent. There's a bunch of fun memes out there about this guy's eyebrows. It's just nah.
I know. I know. It's, you know, with everything else that's going on in the world, uh, yeah, I just thought, you know what, we can take a look at something humorous and point out the absurdity of 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 this. Yeah. Does he put them in a jar at night? You never know. You never know. Yeah. Mar-a-Lago for men. Mar-a-Lardo. Yeah, that too. That too. Um, okay. Before I forget, and I almost forgot. Number one, I want to thank all of you for being here with us. There's 372 in the room right now.
Wow.
Thank you.
Woo.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Fabulous. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've got both David and Gary's information listed in the description of the video. So if you are not subscribed to their channels, then please do so because they put out some fabulous content.
Oh my.
I know that, I I was going to say something, but I caught myself. Let me rephrase that. Um,
No, say it the way you were gonna say it. That would be far more fun.
I'm sure there's no problem there. You'd possibly be taken the
I,
perfectly wrong way.
what I was going to say was, I go to bed with David every night. And if his video drops for me
Puts
around
her right to sleep.
and it's like, okay, there's the video. I can listen to it, and then I can go to sleep. So, yes, there you go.
Do you want me to?
I,
Do you want me to release it at 11 o'clock at night instead of midnight, so you go to bed earlier with the time change?
oh, maybe sometimes, yeah, sure. Yeah,
I don't want to keep
She
you
yeah,
can
up.
always she can always listen to it, even if she stays up a little later. Then she could just listen to it when she's writing.
Well, no, I just
yeah.
don't want to have to stay up. She can go to
Exactly.
bed
No, I
earlier.
hear you. I think releasing an hour early is not only thoughtful; it's very practical.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely. Yeah, so you guys, please do go over, do take a look at the things that they're reading on because they're always really informative, always, right up to what's going on now. So it gives you more information, and I like the fact that both David and Gary, they're not giving you one-sided view. They're giving you um a good mix, right? So it's not like it's slanted. So
It's only
I
slightly slanted.
I
It's totally slanted. I purposely fixed the cards so that they come out slanted.
Exactly.
uh, I know I know it takes a lot of preparation before the show to line them all up and make it
And
look like it just happened.
exactly, you're gonna get all the decks lined up too. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna use this new deck.
I've got 10 of these decks all ready to go.
What you don't see down here, exactly. You don't see down here is I got 5 decks in front of me. You see me moving these cards, but then I put them down and grab the new deck.
Yes, exactly.
I have to do that magic trick too. I put these cards down and grab the new deck.
Yes. So,
Totally.
Marina, how many subs do you have now? Because I keep hearing all this stuff and there's a lot of chatter in the chat about getting you to 30,000 subscribers.
Are they
Almost
nuclear
30. Yeah,
subs?
yeah, yeah. I'm I think I'm at like 28,500
Wow.
somewhere in there. And
Nice.
so my my 5-year anniversary on the channel is next month on the 24th, I believe. Yes, April 24th, it'll be 5 years. And so I put it out to the folks earlier in the month. Hey, I think I can get to 30 by the end of yeah,
Yeah,
by the end of
easy.
April. It's doable. So help, help this little lady out. Come on, I don't get a lot of, things to get excited about in my life anymore. So
I mean, she thinks she goes to bed with me and I falls asleep.
That's right. So, and check your
and then,
subscription status because YouTube does like to clean things up occasionally, and it will
yes,
unsubscribe you from uh, channels that you thought you were subscribed to.
Have they been doing another
exactly.
wave of that the last couple of days, Gov?
I think it's been ongoing,
Yeah.
because the twin channel is kind of it's been just sort of flat the last 6 months, and it's I can have just as many days going negative as I have going positive, so it's
Yeah.
just
And that's what I was asking. I think I
Uh,
looked at my 7 day subs and I'm actually down. I've lost 11 subscribers in the past 7 days, and only
yeah,
one day did I not put up a video. So
yeah.
that's unusual given the
ex-
normal things.
exactly. So yeah, it
Marina,
is.
if you
Right.
want to pass 30,000, just go ahead and do a Trump health video. When will Trump be gone? Breaking, when's Melania going to leave Donald? Just do one of those a week, and you'll
Yeah, you'll
1,500
blast
it'll
it
be like
That's
that.
true. That's it. I just, I just, I just might absolutely do that. So yeah, I noticed it was, there was that kind of uptick and growth, and then it's the last month has been kind of, very, very even. So yeah, by all means, everybody check, not only check your subscription to my channel, but to Gary and David's channels as well, and to some of the other readers that you follow, because yeah, you're more often than not, if you stop receiving notifications, that's a good clue that you have been unsubscribed.
Yeah.
So go and double check that. And I will, before I let you all go, thank you again for being here. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, please go to my website. It's marinasheartcentertarot.com. Take a look at what's available, take a look at some of the courses, the classes that are on there. You can, I'm sure that there's something there that will spark some interest in you. And in the meantime, we're going to do this again in 2 weeks' time on March 24th. I can't wait. There's something brewing between the 15th and the 17th. And the video that I did for my members on Sunday, I felt very strongly that someone was going to end up in hospital this week. Honestly, I didn't get any sense as to who, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So thank you guys. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, David. You know how much I look forward to doing this.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, was there anything that you guys wanted to share before uh, we let the good
Uh,
folks go?
I got one thing. Tomorrow night at 5:30 Pacific time, Shauna Ristic is going to join me for a live on the Tarot by the Bay channel. Um, she she was an intuitive as a child. It really opened up when she had an NDE after a car accident in her late teens. And I first met Shauna about a little over 10 years ago. And she's actually my massage therapist of all things. And she's been trying to build up her channel and her YouTube presence. She does channeled readings for people. She also does classes on opening up your spiritual gifts. So if you're interested in finding out more about her, join me on my channel tomorrow at 5:30 Pacific.
Fabulous. Yes, and Shauna is just just wonderful to listen to. She has a very good manner about her, very calming and yeah, good energy. So definitely make sure that you check that out. And Gary, anything you want to highlight?
No, it's my channels. The twin channel's going to be probably pretty low energy uh, over the next few days, just because I'm going to be out of town with my wife. We're going to be heading down to the happiest place on earth, and we're going to meet up with our daughters down there and spend a couple days in Disneyland. And the yellow guy is my daughter's lemon head. Someone's
Aw,
asking in the chat who's the yellow guy.
yes, there you go. All right, folks. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Check out our channel to see what we've got doing and what other shows are up. Thank you, David and Gary, and we will see you all later. Take care. Bye for